There is a moment in every person's life when they suddenly wake up and realize something powerful. The people around you shape your peace, your confidence, and your future far more than you ever thought. Sometimes the very people you care about the most are the ones who slow you down. Sometimes the ones you trust the most are the ones who drain your energy. And the truth is simple but uncomfortable. Your life will not change until you stop tolerating what quietly destroys you. Most people never reach their true potential, not because they are weak, lazy, or unlucky, but because they keep allowing toxic behavior to live inside their lives. They allow disrespect because it's family. They allow guilt because I don't want to hurt them. They allow manipulation because maybe they will change. But they don't. And you keep shrinking, breaking, and hurting. So today's message is important. It may feel heavy. It may feel personal. But it is necessary. Here are 7 toxic behaviors you must never tolerate. Not from friends, not from strangers, and not even from family. These lessons can save your peace, protect your energy, and rebuild your self-worth. Take a deep breath. Let's begin. If you want more motivational lessons and strategies to protect your peace and grow stronger every day, make sure to subscribe to English Achieve and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Your journey to self-respect, confidence, and unstoppable growth starts here. 1. Constant disrespect. The slow poison that destroys your self-worth. There is a dangerous habit many people fall into without even realizing it. They slowly begin to normalize disrespect. It does not happen in one big moment. It happens in small, subtle ways. Maybe someone makes a rude comment, but you laugh it off. Maybe someone talks down to you, but you stay silent because you don't want to create tension. Maybe someone repeatedly dismisses your feelings, but you tell yourself, "It's okay, they didn't mean it." Over time, these small moments pile up, and you start believing that this kind of behavior is normal, that this is simply how people treat you, or that you should accept it to keep the peace. Disrespect often comes from people you care about. Siblings, parents, cousins, your partner, or longtime friends. And because you love them, you excuse their behavior. You tell yourself that they are stressed, tired, or just like that. But the truth is simple and powerful. Someone's love for you should never include disrespect. Real love makes you feel safe, seen, and valued. It does not make you feel small or invisible. When someone speaks to you harshly, mocks your dreams, ignores your feelings, or treats your boundaries like a joke, they are not showing love. They are sending a message. And the message is clear. Your feelings don't matter. Your boundaries don't matter. You don't matter. This message enters the mind quietly, but its impact is deep. Every time someone disrespects you and you stay silent, a small piece of your confidence breaks off. You begin to doubt yourself. You begin to believe that maybe you really don't deserve better treatment. You begin to shrink into a smaller version of yourself just to avoid conflict, just to keep everyone happy, just to maintain peace on the outside, even while you crumble on the inside. And the most dangerous part? When disrespect becomes familiar, it becomes easier to accept. You forget what healthy communication feels like. You forget what real respect looks like. But here is the truth you must never forget. Respect is the foundation of every healthy relationship. Without it, nothing good can grow. No amount of love, family ties, or history can replace respect. A relationship with disrespect is like a house built on sand. Eventually, everything collapses. Standing up for yourself does not mean shouting. It does not mean fighting or arguing. It means speaking from a place of strength and self-respect. You can say calmly and confidently, "I don't appreciate being spoken to like that." Or, "If this continues, I will distance myself." These words are not rude, they are healthy, they are necessary, and they create a standard that protects your mental and emotional well-being. Some people may get angry when you finally speak up, not because you are wrong, but because your silence used to make them comfortable. Your boundaries challenge them. Your voice reminds them that you will no longer accept harmful behavior. You must be willing to walk away from disrespect, no matter who it comes from. You do not have to cut people out. You do not have to hate them. But you can choose distance. You can choose peace. You can choose yourself. Because when you protect your boundaries, you teach people how to treat you. And you teach yourself something even more important. I deserve to be treated with dignity. And that realization, believing you deserve respect, is the first step toward a healthier, stronger, more confident version of yourself. 2. Manipulation and guilt. The emotional chains that keep you small. Manipulation is one of the most toxic behaviors you will ever experience, and the painful reality is this: it usually comes from the people closest to you. The people who know your heart, your history, and your weaknesses are the same people who know exactly how to control you. Manipulative people rarely look dangerous from the outside. They do not always shout, argue, or fight. In fact, their power comes from something much quieter and much more subtle. They act like victims. They know how to twist situations so that you feel responsible for their emotions. They know how to make you feel guilty simply for wanting your own life, your own dreams, and your own choices. These are the people who say things like, "If you cared about me, you would do this. You never think of the family. You're being selfish. You owe us." These sentences are not expressions of love. These words are tools of control. When someone uses guilt to control you, they are trying to weaken your voice. They want you to feel small. They want you to question yourself. They want you to choose their comfort over your future. Manipulators often pretend they are the ones hurting, but what they are really doing is placing the weight of their emotions onto your shoulders. And as you try to carry that weight, you slowly lose your freedom. You start making decisions not based on what is right for your life, but based on what keeps them happy. You begin to feel trapped, and the worst part is, you feel guilty for wanting to escape. Manipulation is powerful because it attacks your heart. It uses love as a weapon. It uses guilt as a chain. And it convinces you that protecting yourself is somehow wrong. But here is a truth you must remind yourself again and again. You are not responsible for the emotions of other adults. You are not on this earth to carry everyone's emotional load. You are not here to sacrifice your well-being just to make others comfortable. People who love you will not demand that you destroy your peace for their benefit. People who respect you will not expect you to give up your boundaries so they can feel in control. Here is something deeply powerful and important to remember. You can love people and still say no. Saying no does not mean you are selfish. It means you have self-respect. You can care and still set boundaries. Boundaries are not rejection. Boundaries protect the relationship from becoming toxic. You can be kind and still refuse manipulation. Kindness is not weakness. Kindness does not require sacrifice of your identity. Manipulators will often become upset when you stop giving in. They will say you've changed. They will accuse you of being rude or ungrateful. But understand this clearly. They're not angry because you're wrong. They are angry because their control is disappearing. They relied on your guilt to get their way. They relied on your silence to keep their power. But the moment you stop responding to guilt, something amazing happens. Manipulators lose their influence completely. They cannot control a person who knows their worth. They cannot guilt a person who has firm boundaries. They cannot weaken someone who finally chooses themselves. And that is the moment you gain your true power. You begin to see clearly. You begin to breathe again. You begin to make decisions based on your own life, not someone else's expectations. Manipulation cannot survive in the presence of self-respect. And every time you refuse to be controlled by guilt, you reclaim another piece of your strength. Remember, your life belongs to you. Your decisions belong to you. Your emotions belong to you. No one has the right to use guilt as a chain to keep you small. You deserve freedom, not emotional imprisonment. 3. Emotional abuse. The invisible pain that leaves real scars. Emotional abuse is one of the most dangerous forms of harm because it is silent, subtle, and often invisible. Unlike physical abuse, which leaves marks that others can see, emotional abuse leaves wounds that only you can feel. It hides inside everyday moments, inside words, tone, silence, and attitude. It does not always look dramatic. It does not always sound loud. In fact, some of the most damaging emotional abuse happens quietly, in a way that makes you doubt your own reality. It shows up as insults, gaslighting, humiliation, threats, comparisons, or constant criticism meant to weaken your confidence. Emotional abuse often sounds like, "You're too sensitive. Nobody else will care about you. You always mess things up. You're the reason I'm unhappy." These words look simple, but they carry tremendous weight. When someone repeats these kinds of statements again and again, they begin to shape your self-image. Emotional abuse works slowly, almost like poison. At first, you may ignore the comments. You may think they are just jokes or that the person is stressed. But over time, something inside you starts to change. You begin to accept the insults as truth. You begin to see yourself the way the abuser wants you to see yourself. Small, helpless, broken, or unworthy. This is the trap of emotional abuse. It rewires your identity. You start believing that you are the problem. You begin to feel responsible for the other person's anger, sadness, and disappointment. You apologize for things that are not your fault. You try harder and harder to please them, hoping they will finally approve of you. But they never do. Because emotional abusers do not want peace. They want control. Their goal is not love. Their goal is power. And the easiest way to gain power over someone is to weaken their sense of self-worth. Slowly, the relationship becomes a battlefield where you are always losing. You feel confused. You feel drained. You feel trapped. You walk on eggshells, afraid of saying or doing the wrong thing. You silence your own feelings to avoid arguments. You hide your pain to keep the peace. And the heartbreak in reality is that emotional abuse can come from anyone. A partner, a friend, a parent, a sibling, or even someone who claims they love you. But here is the truth you must remember, even on the days when it feels hardest. Your value is not defined by someone's inability to see it. A person who uses pain to feel powerful does not get to decide your worth. A person who attacks your peace is not someone you must stay loyal to. A person who constantly criticizes you does not belong close to your heart. Distance is not cruelty. Distance is self-protection. You are allowed to step back. You are allowed to disconnect. You are allowed to end conversations, limit, contact, or walk away entirely. These choices do not make you weak. They make you strong enough to save yourself. You do not need approval from someone who uses your pain as fuel. You do not need validation from someone who enjoys breaking your spirit. You do not need acceptance from someone who benefits from your suffering. You deserve relationships where your heart is safe, where your feelings matter, where your voice is heard, and where your worth is respected. You deserve people who uplift you, not people who tear you apart. Emotional abuse may be invisible, but its healing begins with one visible action: choosing yourself. 4. Taking advantage of you. When generosity becomes a trap, many people with kind hearts fall into the same painful pattern without realizing it. They give too much. They help everyone. They support everyone. They sacrifice their time, money, energy, and emotional strength again and again. At first, it feels good. Helping people feels meaningful. Being generous makes you feel useful and appreciated. You believe that kindness will be returned with kindness, and loyalty will be met with loyalty. But slowly, something begins to change, and you start noticing signs you didn't see before. You begin to notice that some people don't take your help with gratitude. They take it with expectation. What used to be a one-time favor becomes a regular demand. What used to be a thank you so much turns into I need more. Instead of appreciating your kindness, they begin to rely on it. They start asking for more, and even more. No matter how much you give, it never feels enough for them. You become their energy source. You become their wallet. You become their problem solver. You become their emotional doctor. They treat you like a resource, not a human being with your own needs and limits. You start carrying their problems as if they were your own. You bend your schedule to help them. You take phone calls at the worst times. You give money you cannot afford to lose. You sacrifice sleep, peace, and personal priorities, all because you don't want to disappoint them. But here is the painful truth. People who take advantage rarely worry about disappointing you, because when you finally need support, they disappear. When you need understanding, they go silent. When you need help, they suddenly become busy or unreachable. When you express your struggles, they redirect the conversation back to themselves. They want your presence when they need you, but they are absent when you need them. This is the moment you must open your eyes and realize something important. You are being used, not appreciated, not valued, not respected. Used. And it hurts even more because it took you so long to accept it. Your kindness is a gift, not a currency. Your generosity is a blessing, not an obligation. You do not owe endless support to people who never show up for you. A one-sided relationship is not a relationship. It is emotional labor with no reward. And people who constantly take without giving back will drain you until you have nothing left, not even for yourself. They will empty your kindness, your patience, your energy, and your confidence. And when you finally collapse, They will move on to the next person who can give them what they want. But there is a solution, simple yet powerful. Protect your energy like you protect your money. You would not leave your bank account open for anyone to take from. You would not allow strangers to walk into your house and grab whatever they want. So why allow people to drain your emotional wealth? Give, but do not empty yourself. Help, but do not break yourself. Care, but do not destroy yourself for someone who would never do the same for you. You are allowed to say no without feeling guilty. No is not rude. No is not selfish. No is not unkind. No is a boundary. And boundaries are necessary for your well-being. You are allowed to take care of yourself first. You deserve relationships where your kindness is respected, not exploited. You deserve people who give back, not people who only take. True generosity is beautiful, but it becomes a trap when it is not protected. Use your heart wisely. Choose your people carefully. And never let anyone treat your kindness as something they are entitled to, because it is not. 5. Negative energy, the silent weight that pulls you down. Have you ever noticed how some people drain your energy even after a short conversation? You walk in feeling normal, but after talking to them for just a few minutes, you feel tired, discouraged, and mentally heavy. These are the people who complain about everything, criticize everyone, and find problems in every solution. They talk about failure more than possibility, and they focus on what can go wrong instead of what can go right. Their minds are always filled with fear, doubt, stress, and dissatisfaction. And slowly, without realizing it, they pour that energy into you. Some people carry negativity like a cloud that follows them everywhere they go. They bring it into every conversation, every room, every relationship. They don't just talk about their problems. They repeat them over and over until you begin to feel responsible for fixing their life. And if you stay around them long enough, your mind begins to absorb their energy. You may not notice it at first, but negativity is contagious. It spreads quietly, and it spreads fast. If you surround yourself with negative people, something inside you begins to shrink. You stop dreaming big because they make big dreams sound impossible. You become fearful because they see danger in every opportunity. You become doubtful because they question every idea. You begin expecting bad things even when good things are possible. Your mind, once hopeful and ambitious, slowly becomes cloudy with their fears and limitations. Even your confidence begins to fade. Negative people destroy ambition. They drain your motivation before you even begin. They make you feel like every goal is too far, every idea is too risky, and every step forward is a mistake. They destroy confidence by constantly pointing out what could go wrong. And worst of all, they destroy hope. They suck the life out of your dreams, not because they are evil, but because they never learned how to believe in themselves. So they cannot believe in anyone else either. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you fill your mind with negativity, weeds grow. Thoughts that choke your dreams, limit your possibilities, and block your progress. But if you fill your mind with positivity, flowers grow. Peace, clarity, ambition, creativity, and belief in yourself. You become stronger, lighter, and more hopeful. And that hope becomes fuel for your future. This is why you must protect your mental space. Not everyone deserves access to your mind. Not everyone should be allowed to pour their energy into your life. You can be polite, respectful, and kind. But you must also create distance when needed. You do not need to return every call. You do not need to reply to every message. You do not need to explain why you are unavailable. You do not need to justify protecting your peace. Your mental health is not selfish. Your boundaries are not rude. Your peace is not optional. It is essential. Surround yourself with people who build you, not break you. People who encourage you, not drain you. People who believe in possibility, not limitations. People who talk about solutions, not endless problems. People who bring light, not darkness. When you are around uplifting people, your energy rises. Your confidence grows. Your dreams feel achievable. And your life begins to move in a better direction. Negative energy is powerful, but so is your ability to choose what you allow into your life. Protect your mind. Protect your peace. Protect your future. Because the energy around you shapes the energy within you. 6. Lack of support. When people don't want you to grow. There is a painful truth almost every person encounters at some point in life. Not everyone is happy to see you grow. You might expect support from the people closest to you, family, friends, or longtime companions. But instead, you feel resistance. Some people feel threatened by your progress, even if they never say it out loud. Some become jealous the moment they see you changing for the better. Others want you to stay exactly where you are because your growth makes them uncomfortable. When you rise, they are forced to look at their own lives, their own fears, and their own lack of courage. And instead of growing with you, they try to pull you back down. The most heartbreaking part of this truth is that it often comes from people you trust deeply. People you expected to cheer for you. People who should have been your supporters. Instead, they respond with doubt, criticism, or discouragement. They say things like, "Why are you trying so hard? You'll fail anyway. This isn't for people like us. Just stay realistic." These words may sound like advice, but they are not advice at all. They are fear disguised as love. These people are not trying to protect you. They are trying to protect themselves. Your ambition reminds them of the effort they never put in. Your dreams remind them of the dreams they abandoned. Your confidence exposes their insecurity. Your progress makes them feel left behind. And instead of rising with you, they try to keep you small. You must understand one thing with crystal clarity. You are not responsible for shrinking your dreams to fit someone else's comfort zone. Your progress does not require approval. Your future does not depend on someone else's belief. Your dreams are yours to protect, not theirs to limit. If someone feels uncomfortable watching you grow, that is their problem, not your burden. Growth always reveals true relationships. Supportive people will celebrate your progress, even if they are not progressing at the same speed. Insecure people will try to block your growth because it reminds them of what they fear. That is why support is one of the clearest measures of loyalty. If someone cannot support your growth, they should not have VIP access to your life. You do not need to cut them off with anger, but you must limit their influence. Distance protects your dreams. Silence protects your confidence. Boundaries protect your future. Not everyone should have the power to speak into your life, especially those who speak with negativity, jealousy, or fear. Surround yourself with people who clap when you win, not because they want something from you, but because your victory inspires them. Keep people close who encourage you to aim higher, who challenge you to improve, and who remind you of your strengths when you forget them. Choose friends who see your potential even on the days you doubt it. These people are rare, but they are priceless. Your future is too important to be shaped by people who prefer your old version, the version that did not dream big, that did not take risks, that did not challenge their comfort. You are evolving, and anyone who wants to stay in your life must evolve with you, not against you. Growth is a journey, and not everyone deserves a seat on the ride. Choose your circle wisely. Support is not optional, it is essential. And the right people will push you forward, not hold you back. 7. Breaking your boundaries. The final line you must defend. Boundaries are one of the most important parts of a healthy life, yet many people misunderstand them. Boundaries are not walls that shut people out. They are not signs of selfishness, rudeness, or disrespect. Instead, boundaries are like doors. Doors that you control. You decide who can enter your life. You decide who can stay and who must leave. You decide how close someone can get to your heart, your mind, and your personal space. Boundaries are your personal rules, your invisible lines that protect your peace, your energy, and your identity. Many people, especially family members, do not respect boundaries. They believe that love or connection gives them the right to ignore your limits. They say things like, "We're family, you can't say no." "I'm older, so you must listen." "You have to do this because we're related." "This is how it's always been." These statements sound familiar, and they are used to make you feel guilty, weak, or obligated. But here is the truth. Your boundaries are your personal laws, not suggestions. No one has the right to cross them without your permission, not even the people closest to you. Every time someone ignores your boundary and you stay silent, you are giving them permission to continue. You are teaching them that your limits do not matter, and slowly, your self-respect begins to erode. Healthy relationships, whether with friends, family, or partners, are built on mutual respect. Respect means honoring each other's space, time, feelings, privacy, and individuality. It means listening when someone says no. It means not forcing your will on someone else. If someone consistently disregards these basic principles, the relationship cannot be healthy, no matter how long you have known them or how much history you share. Boundaries are not about rejecting others. They are about protecting yourself. They are about maintaining your mental and emotional well-being. You are allowed to say things like, "This makes me uncomfortable." "I don't want this conversation." "I won't accept this behavior." "I need some space." These statements are not harsh. They are necessary. They teach people how to treat you. They remind others that your feelings matter, your comfort matters, and your peace matters. Saying no or setting limits does not make you selfish. It makes you strong. It shows that you value yourself enough to protect your identity and your mental health. Without boundaries, you allow others to take more than they give, to demand more than they deserve, and to influence your life in ways that can harm you emotionally. Sometimes, defending your boundaries means creating distance from people you love, even family. Family is important, but your emotional health is more important. You cannot grow, thrive, or be at peace if the people around you constantly ignore your limits. Taking a step back does not mean cutting off love. It means prioritizing your well-being. It is an act of self-respect, courage, and wisdom. You cannot pour from an empty cup, And you cannot nurture your dreams while letting others drain your energy by violating your boundaries. Boundaries are the final line you must defend. They are the invisible shield that protects your peace, your identity, and your future. Everyone in your life, family, friends, co-workers, must learn to respect those lines. If they do not, it is not your responsibility to tolerate it. Standing firm is not cruelty. It is self-preservation. It is choosing yourself. It is understanding that emotional health is not negotiable. Boundaries are not optional. They are essential. Protect them, enforce them, and never allow anyone to break them without consequence. Your life, your peace, and your growth depend on it. Final message. Your peace is not negotiable. Life becomes lighter the moment you stop tolerating what hurts you. Every time you allow disrespect, manipulation, or negativity into your life, you carry a weight that was never yours to bear. Your heart becomes stronger when you remove what weakens it. Your mind becomes sharper when you protect your focus. Your future becomes brighter when you make a conscious decision to guard your peace. It is not selfish to prioritize yourself. It is necessary. It is the foundation of everything good that can happen in your life. Always remember this. You are not here to be anyone's punching bag. You are not here to be controlled by someone else's insecurities or fears. You are not here to carry guilt that is not yours. You are not here to accept constant disrespect, to sacrifice your happiness, or to stay small so someone else feels comfortable. Life is too short to be spent shrinking for people who do not value you. You are here to grow. You are here to rise. You are here to build the life you truly deserve. And that life begins the moment you make a firm decision. I will no longer tolerate what destroys my peace. On English Achieve, we believe that protecting your energy is not an option. It is a daily practice. Every day you have a choice. Allow people, words, and situations to pull you down, or stand firm and reclaim your power. Guard your heart. Protect your energy. Choose yourself. Not once, not sometimes, but every single day. The more you honor your boundaries, the stronger you become. The more you refuse toxicity, the clearer your path to success, happiness, and freedom becomes. Your peace is priceless, and it is not negotiable. You owe it to yourself to defend it, cherish it, and never give it away lightly. This is the life you were meant to live, a life full of strength, confidence, and unstoppable growth.